Send it, come on. Just went straight to the sun. Fifth marker, how you feeling, girls? Look at that, woohoo! Gets a little wash there. That is a fast taxi. What a way to celebrate 21k, ladies, gents and teddy bears. Oh yeah. Where you going to, man? Where you going, Brighty? Send it. go. She is an old jet, she is a tranche too. Once had 41 squadron markings. seconds were there. It had the green bats, a 9 squadron as well. I believe it may have had 17 squadron as well at one point. So yeah, it's definitely gone TAC at this rate when it's going like that, so issues can be resolved. This is only guesswork, by the way, for it to be sort of doing a pattern out there. Usually suggests that. Okay, it's coming into land now.
Painful left-hand turn at 9G. Matt has his full coverage G protection suits to make sure that he does not pass out during this manoeuvre. The force of gravity at 9 times the force means that the blood rushes from his head to his feet. Without his G protection, he would simply pass out. He simply can't lift his arms up to press any of the control panel. He is stuck to the control inverted there, Matt will be pushing -3G to keep the aircraft level, hanging in his straps. At -3G, the blood rushes from his feet to his head this time, causing what could cause what we know as a red out, where the blood rushes to his eyes, and it can be extremely painful. Slowing the aircraft now on the inbound 45 axis. The Typhoon is flown by 4 flight control computers. The control column itself is not physically attached to the control surface of the jet. We know this, or call this, fly-by-wire. The fly-by-wire system on the Typhoon the aircraft, which is good news for the pilot. Get ready for those 2 EJ200 line afterburners before Matt accelerates the crowd.
Here we go, come on.
It will go higher, but he would need to wear a spacesuit. Top side pass on the right. On the inbound. Positioning crowd right back on the crowd line. He now descends to
Speaker's got to go, man.
for another high-speed pass at 600 knots. Be sure to get your cameras ready and give him a big wave. Finishing his display breaking right with position downwind. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was your 2023 Royal Air Force Typhoon Display. Thank you for all the support and coming to watch us here at the Royal International Air Tattoo. Please do come and visit our stand over at the RAF Village to meet the team, grab a brochure and ask any questions. A special thank you to our industry partners for helping us achieve today's display: BAE Systems, Leonardo, Rolls-Royce, Breitling, Squadron Prince, Community Group and Lincoln Tea and Coffee. We hope to see you again soon, even tomorrow.
So how does that have an influence on things? I know you can run different events to those you might ordinarily have done.
It was an extreme honour in 2021 to be the first Typhoon display.
Here we go! Oh, look at this! Oh, yeah!
Looking out to our left now, you can see Blackjack stepping up slow pass. High alpha, using those cameras at the front, high lift, delta, and also of course using edge lift fighters, just helping with it, generating the lift, lower the speed. This is effectively expanding areas a little bit more. It is a small plane. Not only
have delighted to present a unique formation. If you look to your right, Lancaster PA474 is joined by her modern-day counterpart, the Eurofighter Typhoon, as she completes the display of each day. We hope that you enjoy the opportunity to capture the new and the old as they conduct a series of graceful passes prior to the Typhoon commencing its high-performance solo display. Squadron code letters DNT, which are the code letters of the aircraft which fly on September 27 of the 35 operations on his tour of the Victory Squadron. He was the grandfather of one of OCV navigator, and we are very proud to have Lancaster PA474 based in Coningsby in Lincolnshire, the very heart of the former Axis. Display for you here today in Portland. I would just like to leave you with one final thought, and that is the flight motto.
Here we go. Get ready for the break. Beautiful.
Hi everyone, it's Flight Lieutenant Matt Brighty here at Bournemouth Air Festival with Sqn Ldr Ted Coningsby, and this is my display.
Here we go. Get ready for the break. Beautiful.
track, coming back on the throttle, the advantage control, so the camera up the road, driving heavy. For that there. Not quite on the back.
Oh yeah.
Hi everyone, it's Flight Attendant Matt Brighty here at Bournemouth Air Festival with Squadron Leader Ted Coningsby, and this is my display.
Come on Brighty, come on! Oh yes, here we go, oh my days. Setting up for the max alpha.
Just bringing the back and they can use that here. It goes pretty quiet. They're not quite up to the but now I'm putting the other time there. It's fast backing on to the but the thing on there is when we go back.
at the moment. Very busy with that. Going in.
Wind to be ever so slightly from the right today, so it's, in fact, sorry, blowing ever so slightly off crowd. We will go for the 500 knot arrival today, and then 2 seconds before datum, be max reheat selected to be 600 knots by the end of the runway. There'll be a full backstick brake then to the left before coming on crowd 45, in which stage it will be reheat lit again from 430 knots to capture 400 into the on crowd barrel roll, 40 degrees nose up to pull 30 degrees nose down, pointing back at datum. Braking across in front of datum, then reheat in, it'll be outbound 45 for the double corkscrew, so 10 up, 5 down, followed by a further 15 up and 10 down, holding the wings cracked to the right as we come back around to point at datum. Looking to roll out 300 knots, reheat selected, wings level, and then a check up for an aileron roll to the left before immediately pulling into that on-crowd loop. 350 knots is the entry. As we get over the top, then 4,200 is the gate, reheat selected with less than 250 knots. Full backstick pull all the way back down through the vertical to point back at datum. Approaching the 450 line, then it'll be a brake right, outbound 45 for a 630 degree aileron roll, accelerating away from the crowd. Brake left to come inbound onto the A axis, 320 knots selected, raising the nose as the turn is about to complete to then roll inverted. Inverted pass for 3 seconds and then a negative push to 10 degrees nose up, roll left for a topside presentation past datum. As the nose comes back down to the horizon, then it'll be a roll of 270 degrees, back inverted, reheat selected as we accelerate away, and then a derry turn to the right to brake left, back onto the inbound 45 for the to that 45 today inbound. Raise the nose 8 degrees, and then it's a roll to the left to then stop inverted and push to go right. Looking to apex at datum, -3 the whole way, and reheat selected as we approach datum. Outbound 45, roll underneath, and then brake back round onto the A axis. 320 knots again, stand the throttles up, roll the wings level, and then it's a pitch to 20 degrees nose up to capture about 15 degrees, followed by 3.5 aileron rolls to the left initially. On that 3.5, then it'll be a stop inverted, pause, check speed, 320 knots or less, reheat selected, any more it'll be a max dry. -3 push to 40 degrees nose up, reheat deselected if required.
And FCS revision at that point.
At this stage, I will roll the wings level, come out of the display from there, assess the situation, and if needs be, cancel, or if it clears, then I can rejoin by simply a teardrop back onto the A axis.
And then it goes back on again. Just turn it from there.
Turn it,
Yeah, cool.
Inverted then, 40 degrees nose up, 360 degree aileron roll to the left, reheat selected, 4,200 feet, 250 knots or less, max reheat, pull back through. All the way along the A axis, looking to increase to greater than 450 knots then as we go outbound 45, pull in a bit further through today for that outbound barrel roll. 7 degrees nose up, to 60 degrees nose down, and then we will extend onto that B axis. Idle, full backstick pull to wash all the speed off, no lower than 1,500 feet, no slower than 120 knots. Slow speed approach, max alpha, so 24 alpha and 120 knots as we approach datum. Max reheat selected, and then a brake right today onto the A axis and straight away into that slow speed loop. 17 alpha will be the pull. As we get up over the top, then we'll check the nose at 15 degrees nose up. Aileron roll to the left. Check height, looking for 4,500 feet or more. Less than 250 knots, but more than 190 knots, as we then pull through into the vertical. Once we get vertically down, there'll be a check, roll 90 degrees to then go outbound on the B axis. Max reheat selected into the half horizontal, full backstick pull, no gate height, but 4-2 sensible. Checking at 40 degrees nose down, and then depending on the wind, default will be an aileron roll to the left through 1.5 rolls to then check back in the correct direction. Turn right to brake left, washing as much speed off as possible to get below 290 knots, less than 20 alpha, less than 3G, gear comes down, 3 Ds and 3 greens with the landing gear, pitch up with reheat, 30 degrees nose up, 20 degrees nose down for on-crowd barrel roll, braking in front of datum, unload within gear limits, gear comes up, reheat selected, checking that we've got up and lights out. Once that's confirmed, then it'll be pulling back up into that barrel roll, 40 up to capture 20 up, followed by a further 360 degrees of aileron roll, and then braking back round onto the A axis. As we pass along the A, brake in front of datum over 450 knots, aileron roll to the left underneath, and then into that half horizontal, full backstick pull over the top. Check, 3,000 feet inverted, 1.5 rolls to get right way up. Reheat is reselected, brake in front of datum for the max rate turn, looking to get 500 knots, 9G sustained at the back of the turn. Out of reheat, then to wash off speed, exit that max rate turn at 350 knots, outbound reheat selected for the half Cuban, pitching up, reheat, 70 degrees nose up, check, 1.5 rolls, finish inverted, confirm reheats in, less than 250 knots, greater than 4,200 feet, and then I pull back through to point at datum. In front of datum, then one final brake as we position all the way back around onto the B axis, 450 knots, reheat in, full backstick, 9G pull into the vertical, and then we'll take 3 spot rolls to then fly off crowd 10,000 feet plus. Display complete.
Cool. So inbound 45. Most memorable moment was when we first flew together in 914 for its maiden flight after being painted Ted, obviously.
Oh yeah, ladies, gents and teddy bears, I hope you all enjoyed that video with exclusive content inside Ted HQ with our very own squadron leader Ted Coningsby. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new to our channel and enjoy military aviation, then be sure to join us and subscribe to the Ted Coningsby channel. So we leave you with some close-ups of Blackjack, and we hope to see you all next year at air shows.
Well, this looks familiar, this aircraft. Oi, oi! beautiful.
Team. We are at RAF Coningsby, Ted's home, and we're about to have a tour of Blackjack, the Typhoon Display jet. Ted actually flew on the very first flight of Blackjack on the 28th of May 2021. So, showing us around Blackjack is Typhoon Display Pilot 2021 Flight Lieutenant James SAINTY.
Just because the jet's flying doesn't mean it's a display, so people go, oh, Paddy's flying against it. That's not true. You can always, everyone can fly this jet. It's used primarily for training, and then on the side it's the display jet. So this is not called ANARCHY1. So a lot of people have been calling this jet ANARCHY1. It's not. That's the full sign of when Paddy's displaying, when I was displaying last year. So if you ever hear ANARCHY1 on the radio, that means there's a display happening. If we're transiting to displays, then you have to RIAT. You have two call signs, RIAT and ANARCHY1. What you got is you got the radar. In here is the big radar that we use to see contacts out in the distance, and we use that to cue on our what we call beyond visual range missiles. So we carry the Meteor, which is our really long range one, with AMRAAM underneath, and 4 planes. See, it's the Delta wing, so the 4 planes at the front to give it nose authority. So they got the EJ200s. They are Rolls Royce. When he's in full reheat, Paddy's burning he's got 40,000 pounds of thrust, and he's burning 600 kilograms of fuel a minute. He carries about 4.5 to 5 tons of fuel before he starts the display, so you can empty the tanks in less than 10 minutes, which is pretty impressive when he's in reheat. Like I say, he's going to have a 1-to-1 thrust to weight ratio, so you can go up vertically, but like you've just seen there, so it's like a rocket. You can actually accelerate in the vertical because it's that powerful, which not many jets can do. The bits that are covered by the plastic here are what we call data probes. They feed our full flight control computers, so there's no physical link between the control column and the actual control sets themselves. One, it saves weight, and two, it's more resistant to battle damage. So we can move the control column in any corner, any speed, any height. The jet will tell us how much performance is allowed in the road space, so it's really easy to fly. We can just put autopilot in and fly itself, which is not too difficult. So that's the carefree handling you'll hear about, so it's really easy to fly this aircraft. And then the gun, it's not on the left, Nicholas, it's on the right. Hey! Right. This is just a plastic cap that will fire off in the first round. It stops the water going down. But in here, there's the 27mm Mauser cannon. 150 rounds Mauser cannon, so 27mm. The rounds go into here, fire out, and then we keep the controls back. It's also the only place we can put our bags as well. If we're landing away, we put our bags here. It's not actually pressurised in there, so if you've got any deodorant or toothpaste in there and you go to 40,000 feet, it's all frozen and explodes. Because it's just a grill. If you have a look, it's just a grill. There's no pressurisation. So that's in there. You've got slats on the front of the wings and flaperons on the back. When we put the wheels down, all of that moves automatically into landing, so there's no flap lever or anything like that. The computer does it for us. It's really easy. It's got 13 hard points. We've got one in the middle, which has got the fuel tank on for the display flying. You'll always see display aircraft with a single tank in the middle, all clean. We can't do it with 2 tanks because we haven't tested the numbers, and it's less performance from Paddy. So you'll either have a single tank or clean, which means no tank. He will never display with any fuel in that tank, so that's why he takes off and reheat to burn the fuel. Or he basically uses it as transit, so most of his displays, he's not actually based at the airfield he's displaying at. For example, Cosford, he has to fly from here, so he uses that fuel to get there. By the time he arrives, it's empty, he does his display, and then comes back on fumes. I was saying about the beyond visual range missiles, they fit in here, so you see the claws, you get 4 underneath, so you can put AMRAAM or Meteor on there, and they're underneath the jet. And then you can have hard points here, they're not fitted obviously. You can have another one here, you can put a missile on it, or you can put a bomb on it, or Brimstone, which is our rocket we fire at moving targets. The jets always have what we call ISPLs, the outboard pilots are always fitted to the jet as part of the airframe. We'll always carry the ASRAAM, or the short range air missile on here. That's kind of like the heat seeker, so that one we lock on with our helmet I was talking about. It's okay, there's probably one. boards for self-protection. Carry chaff, some bits of metal to confuse radar. Carry flares. The flares are just underneath there. You can see the little Coke can tubes. That's where the flares fit on either side. So we've got more self-protection on this side for our defensive air suite. This actually has built-in stuff in here. Part of the airframe. You don't have to put on extra pods and things. And then this is the ASRAM. Yeah, you can touch it here. It's just plastic. So the jet is actually 70% carbon composite, so it moves lighter, and compared to other jets with titanium, quite a lot heavier. This is plastic. It's actually quite funny because if you watch all jets taxiing on their wings flex, this is so rigid, it has its strength in the airframe that when you taxi out the wings don't actually rock around. They're very solid. That's why it looks like a shop patrol when it's taxiing. And then this is why we fly with this for training. This is what we call an ATM, or it's actually an ASRAM, a dummy ASRAM. So the front of it's the real thing, with a real seeker, and then the back of it is just plastic. There's no rocket in there, so we don't shoot each other down by accident, which is embarrassing. They did it, so? Yeah, they did it. Was it a F4 shot down a Jaguar or something? Yeah. Yeah, by accident punching them off there. And then, that's amazing. Yeah, it comes out the right, I'll show you. There's like in that panel there, the engineers have their own data panel, so it records everything in terms of fatigue and any overstresses, so they can pull the brick out, download it, and it'll tell you what's broken and what needs fixing.
Ted, you like this, don't you? It's your favourite plane, mate, isn't it? Yeah. So you remember what your first lesson? Do you remember it? You're going to select weapons. So it's got to be this one. Yeah, good. And then the bomb's your favourite. Yeah, we'll get that in a minute. That's why you don't fly with that. Got to flip that, and then away you go, right? And then one more. Go on then, push it. No, I won't be able to do that, mate. And then over here we've got the parachute. Okay.
It's gone over! Ted, you naughty boy, your beret's gone over! Oh, Sorry.
SAINTY's flying Blackjack. Nice! So we've got Blackjack coming through, flown by SAINTY, and Paddy flying Zulu Juliet 913. So we got last year's and this year's Typhoon Display pilots flying low level. Oh yeah! This is our 2024 Typhoon Display pilot, Turbo. Right, it's time to hit the like button, ladies, gents, teddy bears. Let's go! Send it, Turbo. Come on, let's ride! Looks good already. Look at this. Keep this low, actually. Oh, this is low, man.
Turbo's now going to run into the leaping salmon. It's a slow roll into the max alpha. Check this control out. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. That's our Royal Air Force, man. There he is, 2024 Royal Air Force Typhoon solo display pilot, Flight Lieutenant David Turbo Turnbull. What an absolutely incredible display. I think it was a rolling display because it was slightly different, I think due to the ceiling height there. Well done, Turbo. Brighty, what did you think of that, man? I bet you are proud of that. That was absolutely incredible. Amazing, nice one, Turbo! Beautiful. We'll get Ted's reaction as well with that. Amazing to think that Ted flew in the very first flight with SAINTY with this lift. Ted, what did you think of that, mate? Exactly. No words. Exactly, Ted. Exactly. He's got to be proud of that. I am proud of you, man. Proud of our Royal Air Force. That was absolutely incredible. Did you just enjoy it? I'll tell you what. JPB. They're amazing. They did a cracking job. Absolutely incredible that. Ted, where's your beret, mate? Ooh, careful there now. Ted Coningsby channel live here at RAF Coningsby. Hope you enjoyed that. Ted's excited about that. Ted, did you enjoy that? That's our Royal Air Force, man. That is absolutely incredible. Nice one, Turbo, for braving that as well. That was a very, very nice low pass as well with that. And you're tuned in to the one and only family-friendly Ted Coningsby channel, Live Military Aviation. And we cover all around the country from Lossiemouth. Oh no, that's quite far. Turbo, nice one, man. Doing us proud. Enjoy. Brighty, enjoy the footage. I want to get these Typhoons as well, but should we see Turbo getting out? What do you reckon? That'll be good. Exclusive footage from the Ted Coningsby channel. You know how it is. Well, let's ride. How's it all going? You right? Yes. Oh yes.
That was so good.
That was my. I think that was my best work as well, actually. As well, yeah, that was crystal good. I was really, really proud of that one.
Oh, wicked. Well, we were filming you from behind.
Oh, nice.
So,
Oh, that was
so
good.
we captured you, and we have to skip because we have to get.
No
back
problem. I'll give you all that. Alright. But yeah, I've been having. It was really good earlier as well with everyone. It was so cool. People coming to see Ted. It's really good.
Right, I've got a little digital form for you to fill out just so you're happy to be.
Oh yeah,
you
sure.
can do that.
When did you do that now or later on? What do you mean?
Yeah, it doesn't take very long.
Yeah.
Let me hand it up to you.
Yeah, I'll just sign it. It's fine. I know the job. I used to do this at the weddings.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's model release for me still.
Oh, yes.
Those things. Yeah. Do what you want with me.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, so just fill it in.
Oh yeah.
Digital, right?
Oh, that's even better.
I know. This is the first time I've ever done it.
Yeah, I used to do. For me, it was all put your name in. Thank you.
Yeah. This is such a cool van.
Well, thank you very much.
I love it.
You got much to do? Oh, Ted's home. That's Ted's home. What else do I need to do? Do I need a photo? Look at Turbo there now, look at him! Check him out. And just walks away, bless him. Yep, he done a good job. He done us proud, Turbo. I love that little look back. Did you just see that? he will be displaying at 1500 feet. This is number 8 of 10 at 1500 feet before he's allowed to lower it, which would have been a lovely day today to do that. And from speaking to Turbo, of May, 28th of May 2021. It was Blackjack's maiden flight, and the pilot was Flight Lieutenant James SAINTY, 2021 Typhoon Display pilot. And do you know what? Who else was with him? That's right, our very own Squadron Leader Ted Coningsby was in the maiden flight of Blackjack. ZJ914, revealed with the new livery 2021. Turbo 2024 Typhoon Display pilot. Here we go.
I nearly said, come on, Brighty, wait. You're late for that.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I didn't even, oh, that took my breath away, that one. I didn't even get a chance to do it. Oh, yeah. That was a, that was absolutely incredible. If we haven't got 44k for that, then we've got a long way to go then. Woo, yeah. That's our Royal Air Force, man. That is our Royal Air Force. Thank you so much, Turbo, for that. That was absolutely incredible. Ted agrees. Nice one, Turbo. Brighty, what do you think of